Welcome. So congratulations, you made it all the way to the summary of graphing a quadratic in Vertex form. So I want to congratulate you. I know it's a lot of work to get to this point, and I really hope that this course and working through the examples and my videos were able to help you out. Now, all I really want to do for the summary is just kind of go over some of the basic processes that we've kind of talked about as far as graphing using Vertex form. So the first important thing is just to really kind of summarize is what exactly is Vertex form? X minus h squared plus k. Okay, so in this kind of course, remember what we want to do is, our kind of steps that we wanted to use was to first identify, or first make sure it's in Vertex form. Then the next step that we want to do was to identify and plot the vertex. So remember, the vertex was in the form of hk. And once we could find the vertex, we'd go ahead and plot it in on the graph. The next thing that I like to do is just to kind of understand, is the graph open up or does the graph open down? So identify, identify the opening of the graph. And remember, if a is less than 0, it opens down. And if a is greater than 0, the graph opens up. Okay, and then the last thing, what we do is identify the axis of symmetry. Now remember, the axis of symmetry goes through the vertex, right? So that's really the x equals x value. So identify and to plot the axis of symmetry. And that is x equals h. Now, once you plot the graph, so let's say here's what we go through. We plot the point, right? We understand that it opens up. And we have an axis of symmetry. The next thing we want to do is, I like to just a minimum of 2 points. Your teacher or your test might be something different, but therefore evaluate 2 points, then reflect over the axis of symmetry. Okay, so therefore I'd pick like these 2 points, and let's say I plug them into the equation, and that's what I figure out. Well, then all I need to do is just reflect them over the axis of symmetry, because a quadratic is reflexive across the axis of symmetry. So the other thing is, the last kind of thing, some common mistakes that I see with students was the big thing as far as finding the vertex. That's one of the common mistakes that I see with students, is wrongly being able to identify the vertex. Everything else is either just a problem with not knowing how to plot points, or not getting the shape of it, or not knowing how to evaluate points. But the main common mistake that I see is being able to do the vertex. And when getting into identifying the vertex, remember it's x opposite of h. So if I had something that I had x minus 3 squared plus 1, that vertex is going to be 3, 1, because remember it's x opposite of h. So it can just pretty much cover up the x opposite, and you can see that the value is 3. And therefore, if I had x plus 3, we want to rewrite that again as x opposite. So it'd be x opposite of negative 3. Again, cover up the x opposite, and you're left with negative 3. So this vertex would be negative 3, 1. Again, that's the major mistake. The other two kind of mistakes that I saw was not knowing how to plot points, or not know how to evaluate to find the points. Remember, when you create a table and you choose those x values, you take the x value and you plug it into the equation to be able to find the y value. That is a very, very important concept that you need to make sure you understand. So those are kind of your common mistakes that I see from the students. So knowing the vertex, knowing how to evaluate points, as well as once you get the points, plotting the points correctly. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I really hope you enjoyed my course. Thank you again for watching, and I hope to look forward to you on the next one. Thanks.